Hello and welcome to our next lecture on learning Autodesk Inventor. In this lecture we are going to continue with another 3D drawing. Alright. So first of all, let's create a sketch and let's choose this XY plane. Alright. Now I want to show you which drawings we can use to create 3D models. Alright. Now let's just make here a simple line, just like that. Right click, hit OK. Now let's create another line here, and this. We are not going to close that. I'm going to show you later why. Right click, hit OK. Now we are going to use this line here. We're going to just give it a shape, whatever shape you want. Doesn't really matter, but you just have to close it. Don't leave it open. Alright. Now right click, hit OK. Now we're gonna make another drawing. This time let's make a circle. Let's make a circle here. Let's make another circle here, bigger than this one, and hit OK. Now we're going to make another rectangle here. Let's make it this big, and let's make another rectangle like this. Right click and hit OK. Now as you can see, none of them are constrained, but we are not going to focus on that right now, because what I want to show you is which of these drawings we can create a 3D model of it. Now let's go ahead and finish the sketch. Alright. Now as you can see, we have this drawing here. And let's go and take the extrude option. Now as you can see, the computer already knows which of them we can make 3D models from. If we just go, zoom in a little bit and hit this part here, it will just make this part a 3D model. But if we want this to be a part of, we have to cancel it. Let's go one more time. Let's click this one and this one too. Now, as you can see, I can extrude it and I can make it in the opposite direction. Okay, let's just make it symmetrical and hit OK. Now as you can see, the other drawings have disappeared because I have chosen only this one to make a 3D model. So we can only once make a 3D model from one sketch. We can't use them twice. So I'm just gonna undo that. Let's go Control Y and undo it. Now what I want to show you is why we can make this a 3D model. And as you might guess, because it has here an opening. So any drawing you want to make a 3D model of it, it has to be closed. Now let's try with this one. And as you can see, it works perfectly good. We have just made some random curves, but it doesn't matter unless it's closed. It is going to create a 3D model. Let's just make it a little bit bigger. You can make it in the opposite direction as well. And let's hit OK and see what we got. Hit F6, and now you can see we got this model right here. Okay, let's go one more time, undo this. Now let's try it one more time with this one. Let's go ahead, click Extrude, and select these two objects. And as you can see, now they are one object, and we can edit just like that. Okay, now let's go ahead, let's cancel it, and I want to create a new sketch. Let's go just delete this sketch, delete it. Let's start another sketch here, choose the XY plane, and now what I'm gonna do is I want to make just a simple line, and to see if we can extrude a line. Finish this sketch and go click extrude, and as you can see, now we can extrude it, but now it has become a plane. It's not an object, but it is a plane. We can edit it. Let's make it in two dimensions. Let's make it in 2 dimensions. And now, as you can see, if we click here, okay, we can actually create a sketch on it. But I'm not gonna do it for now. I'm gonna go once again, delete it. Okay, I want to make another sketch here, and now I'm gonna make just a simple curve, and let's see what happened if we extrude it. Finish the sketch and go and click extrude option. Now, as you can see, we have created a plane, but based on this curve here. Alright, let's click OK. Now in this case we cannot create another sketch on it. We can just go edit it. We can share the sketch, which we are gonna explain a little bit later in details. We can make it visible, or we can hide it. We just click like that. Let's just make it visible. And what can we do else? We can just go and edit this extrusion. Okay, now let's delete it one more time. Let's just delete it. Okay, now I want to start another sketch here, and what I want to show you now is some other options which we have in the extrude tool. Let's make this 50, zoom out, hit finish sketch, and alright. Now let's go to the origin, and as you can see, we are working on this XY plane. Now I want to create another plane. I will show you later why. Let's just go here, planes, and let's choose this offset from plane. Alright, now we can create another plane parallel to the first one. Let's give it a distance first. Let's make it 100 millimeters. And now we have another plane. So if I go now and click the extrude option here, let's click extrude. Now I can either give it a distance, or I can just choose this option here too. That indicates so this means that I'm gonna give it a distance, but I'm not gonna give it by typing some numbers, but I'm gonna select some surface in front of it or some points. Let's just click here, and now it will extrude it just until the next surface. Alright, let's just undo that and go one more time and repeat this. Extrude. Let's select distance. We can choose the distance manually, but if we are not sure what the distance here is, then we go click here, 2, and select our object. It can be a surface, it can be another model, it can be anything else. And let's just click it. And now we got it. Okay. Hit OK. And now, as you can see, we have created a model from this plane, which we can't see because it is not visible. Let's make it visible. Now we can see this is the plane in which we made our drawing. Then we extruded it and make it up until this plane here. Now let's go and edit this extrusion. Let's go here, double click on it, and as you can see, now we can edit. Okay, now let's say I want to use this option here in between. It's almost like this option here, the 2 option, but it has just a little difference. But in order to show that, I have to create another plane here, just so you can know what's going on. And by the way, let's undo this. Let's make it like this. Okay, now we're gonna create another plane here. We're gonna make it in the opposite direction. Let's make it this far and hit OK. Now let's go one more time, hit extrude, and now instead of choosing the 2 distance, which you can give only one direction, now we can choose 2 planes. Now we want that this object here will go from this plane here to this plane. And as you can see, it worked. So we are going to use that in so we are going to use that many times. So you will get familiar with it. So don't worry for right now. Let's just click OK and see what we got. Okay, now it's good. There's one more option I want to show you. Let's go one more time and hit edit, and now we can choose this distance from face. So in some particular cases we are going to need this, mostly we don't, but in some cases you will need to use it. Let's just go and undo this. Alright, one more time, extrude, and let's choose this distance from face. Now what does this tells us? It tells us that if we have our drawing here, but we choose this plane here, it will actually start extrusion from this one. So if we have here some, let's say some objects, and we don't want that to interfere with it, we will choose this option, distance from face, and now we give our distance, let's say 20 millimeters, and hit OK. Now as you can see, we had our drawing in this plane, but for some cases we don't want it to interfere in this space, and we want it to continue from this one. So that's when you use that option. We usually don't use that, only in some rare cases, but it's good to know how to use it. Alright, let's just go and undo that, and okay, here we are. Now we're gonna go and create some more sketches. We will just delete this one. Let's go delete it. We will delete this plane and this one as well. We will make this invisible, and we will start to create one new sketch. Okay, let's just make a circle. Right click, hit OK, finish the sketch. Now let's make another sketch here. Let's make it on the same plane, but now this is a different sketch. Let's make a rectangle here, just like that. Okay, and we will finish the sketch too. Now we can edit each of them separately. We can edit this first. Let's give it a distance of 30 millimeters. And now, as you can see, the sketch is still here. It didn't disappear because these are now separate. And let's go ahead and edit this. Let's make an extrusion. Now we can make it a little bit smaller than the first one. Okay, let's hit enter. Okay, now I want to explain one more time. Let's say we want to create another sketch. Now we can create a sketch here. We can create it here, here, but we cannot create it here. Okay, let's go ahead, and now I want to show you another very important option. Let's just go here. Okay, let's just go and create here a new sketch. Just go and click this face here and this button here. Now we can go and create another sketch here. Let's just make a smaller rectangle. Right click, hit OK, and finish the sketch. Now we can make an extrusion, as you can see here. Right click and hit OK. Alright. Now we're going to use one more time the extrusion tool, and I'm going to explain when we use some particular options. Okay, let's say I want to create here. So now this one is in my way. How am I going to continue with this one? Okay, very simple. Let's right click and click this option here, Slice Graphics. Okay, now as you can see, it has disappeared, and now you can just imagine as if we sliced the surface from it. We will create here a smaller rectangle, hit OK. We're going to leave it with that and finish the sketch. Now what I want to show you is, let's click this extrusion, and as you can see now it is through, but we don't want to do that. Let's say we want just from this surface to this one. So let's go ahead and click this option 2 and select this and hit OK. Now as you can see, it is just until the surface of this cylinder. Okay, now I want to show you one more time how to use the slice tool. In some particular cases we are going to need it. Let's just assume that this is a plane. Let's go here, click this option here, and we want to make a slice, let's say here. Okay, click OK, hit this plane, create a new sketch, and right click and Slice Graphics. Now as you can see, it has sliced them. But now we are in the sketch mode, so when we click Finish Sketch, it will turn back at its original form. Let's go one more time and go into the sketch mode. Double click, right click, Slice Graphics, and now you can see the inner part of the model. Okay, let's just finish the sketch, and we have a pretty looking weird model, but we're gonna save it anyway. Let's just save it, File, Save As, and let's call it 3D model number 2. Okay, hit enter and save it. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and see you in the next lecture. Goodbye.